Media, my fellow villagers, and all those who love Goa. Today I speak not only as a deputy SARPANCH of BETALBATIM, but also as a woman, as a daughter of this land, and as someone who is watching her village being destroyed right before our eyes. As a deputy SARPANCH, I hold a great responsibility, and it is my duty to work towards the betterment of this village and the villagers, and to stand against all forms of wrongdoings or illegalities, and place the same with facts before the villagers who have entrusted to me this responsibility towards my ward first and then the entire village. I feel it's a great responsibility and I'm wholeheartedly committed to this service. What is happening in our villages is heartbreaking. We, the panchayat members, are completely helpless. Our powers are being taken away, and you, the people who have elected us, must know this reality so that we fight the system together in the interest of our village and villages. We sit in the panchayat office, we study files carefully, we listen to the concerns of our villagers, and we pass resolutions to protect our land, our environment, our children's future. We do the best we can. I really do it and I mean it, but what use is all that when the government itself has made us powerless? Files come to us for construction licenses, but they are only for namesake now. By the time they reach our table, they already have TCP clearances, health approvals, and PWD water certificates. And these departments give their approvals sitting far away, without knowing the ground reality of our village, while we are struggling in sorting out issues like garbage, sewage, etc. right under the sun. We are facing water scarcity, but big projects still get certificates saying water is available. We have just raised the water shortage issue yesterday, where people had no water for 15 days. They promised that we would get the supply by late evening, but today morning there were several calls saying there's no supply till now. What should we answer to the people? Our farmers are struggling, but hotels and mega projects are using up all our groundwater for swimming pools. Our fields, our water bodies are being polluted by waste from these same hotels, and we are supposed to keep adding more projects? Till when? Till we die of thirst? Till our fields are destroyed and we die of hunger? Is it not our responsibility to foresee the threats that are likely to hit our village? Our narrow village roads, once safe for our children, for our senior citizens to walk and cycle, are now choked with traffic and accidents because of the sudden increase in population. And what about our safety? We had several robberies in our village. So these and many more issues are being taken up in our meetings. And what is worse, those in power, those in departments like TCP, video, and others are the ones facilitating these illegalities. They twist the rules, they ignore violations, they pass orders, sitting in air-conditioned offices, while we, the villagers, suffer the consequences. And it seems like we are only supposed to collect garbage, clear sewage, and clean drains. Now, what we want to highlight are cases where, in spite of observing so many violations while receiving applications for construction licenses, on panchayat's rejection after a field study, the approvals are granted by the higher authorities. In one case, after a field study, there were reports from BMC, VDC, and from concerned villages highlighting the consequences and threats that would arise from the environment disturbance and effects on the livelihoods of farmers, etc. But all that the video focused was TCP clearance, ignoring all our field study and ill effects that are likely. Now, there is another recent case about a tea stall, which is a two-storied building. The owner and the TCP calls it tea stall, which also needs attention. Whereupon observing several violations like encroachment on communal land, no title documents, he's planned without the required setback from the compound wall and the major district wall, and he also had no commercial summit. And worst of all, there's no parking space. And when he applied for construction permission, we rightfully rejected his application, but he takes it to the video and additional director, and they ignored all the facts and passed orders in his favor. We challenged this in district court and the high court and even revoked the license, but still he continued. And recently, after completing his building, he applied for an occupancy certificate. We took a resolution to keep it pending until the courts give their decision. Again, he ran to the video using absurd legal technicalities, and despite telling us earlier that occupancy is not in her jurisdiction, the video passed an order forcing a secretary to grant him the certificate. The same was being done at the time of construction license. Now, should the secretary and the panchayat members act like puppets? Is it not going to set a bad example for the others to follow? The so-called tea stall is right on the road, on the sharp turn. No setback, no safety, no parking. Behind the structure is touching the compound wall. The High Court keeps telling the government to act against such violations, but the TC officers, BDO, deputy and additional directors keep twisting the law and forcing panchayat to sign papers against our will. We are not against anyone earning their bread, but there are rules and regulations for everyone to follow. So whatever one does, it has to be done rightfully, and when it is not right, when the system itself is used to destroy our village, it becomes our duty to stand up and speak. If such illegal structure is allowed, it becomes an example for everyone to follow. If this continues, Goa will not remain Goa. Our villages will not remain villages. This will all turn into concrete jungle, which we are seeing is already turning to the other sides. Most of the other villages and in the north side is completely destroyed. Is this what we want to leave for our future generation? I appeal with all my heart to the Panchayat Minister. Please act against these unlawful acts of the officers. I appeal to our Chief Minister. Please restore powers to the Panchayat. Let us protect our villages as we want, because as the villagers, only we know what is best for our village, and not the people who sit in the offices. Our villagers do not want this kind of development. We want our land, we want our water, our peace, our clean air, our culture, our topography, our demography. We want sustainable development. And so we, the Panchayat members, we are all ready to fight against any unlawful acts, no matter what. Thank you.
Have you all taken any steps about this water to rectify it?
What shortage?
Water shortage?
Water shortage, yesterday we got together with the PW authorities and the people, and they gave their complaints, and they assured that by evening the water will be resumed. But in morning I am getting calls saying like I have not even answered the calls.
I think there is another breakdown in Salauli.
Yeah.
Today.
But I don't know, every time there are complaints, there are problems. They give us, see, they gave us the same excuse. Even the electric department, when we call this a long failure, say main. So what is the answer? They are never prepared for this. They never inform us, and we have to face the anger of the people. I've not taken the calls today. What should I answer? Should I lie to them? Okay, you'll come today, next morning, whatever? Because we are not sure. So these are great issues that are concerning our village, but we are not able to do anything for the villages. And then tomorrow we are being blamed. People question for Gram Sabha, for smallest things, and we are answerable to them. But what about these? When things go wrong, who's answerable? And why should we take the blame for the faults of the authorities? Why are we being misled? Always it is saying the panchayats are corrupt. It is going on. Even in our villages now, we don't stand, when we talk, people when we go for, lawful inspections, people don't even respect us. They start abusing because they have been supported by these. So what do we do?
What is your thing, all 5 panchayats? No?
Yeah.
तुमचे स्टँड किती आता ते कन्स्ट्रक्शन पण रेडी झाला न्हू तेका ऑक्युपन्सी दिवची न्हू
Which construction? Okay. No, we have done all legals from the legal side.
तुम्ही बॉडी मीटिंग गेला
Gela. We have taken.
कित म्हणून
See, we can't give the licenses till amgele ata authorities. The BDO has already sent a note for the secretary to give the license.
लायसन काय ऑक्युपन्सी
Occupancy दिवपाक लायला. But ata subject technical clearance is whatever the clearance is there. We have to take an inspection and see before giving the occupancy. We have to see.
You mentioned that the BDO is not authorized to issue occupancy, but she's forcing the secretary to issue it. So, on what grounds is she forcing that? Like, is it a law or is it just?
She's passed the order. Because when we went to the
But
BDO
if she's not the authority to provide that, how can she pass an
I
order?
think the matter was in court also. No?
It's a court. High court matter.
Yeah, it's in the High Court, in the District Court.
So when matter is high court, how they can give?
That is what. And even when you give a stop notice, a stay order, it doesn't work. So what next? You are just like.
Ilma, another thing you all had talked about is the carrying capacity. What has happened about that? Is it going ahead? Can you all do that study on your own?
Yeah, that's what we have to do. We have to try to get it from different sources, but we are not able to do. What we are relying on the carrying capacity right now is against, but the first thing will be the space provision. Okay. Secondly, it will be the what is the availability of the requirements of the people, the main basic necessities. Like the first thing instance is the water now, which we are facing. It is enough grounds for us to say we have the capacity. It is exceeding that. So when we cannot tackle these basic issues, that means we are leading towards some disaster. And then the authorities don't respond. So who do we rely on? And then the permissions are given by health, and whenever we go to the video, we have faced it, okay, on 2 projects, and there are many more which are in court. Now how will we fight this? How will we be functioning here when we go to court? We have several cases in court. So how do we serve the people in our villages? We are only going to fight in court, and the authorities are not going to go against us. So we don't know what to do.
तुझे बाप कंस्ट्रक्शन मध्ये कितले पंच मेंबरांनी केला ऑक्युपन्सी दिसली म्हणून
एंटायर पंचायत एंटायर पंचायत
Yeah.
तुम्ही सगळ्या का मरे
सगळ्यांनी
हो उदकाचो प्रॉब्लेम तुमकां हालींच जाला काय 15-20 पयलींच्यान चालू
15 this pile, but it is not new this year only. Every year for this. Before it used to be only in the summer, but now it is throughout the year. We don't know when. Suddenly it happens, and the excuse they give is pipe burst here. They don't even give you assurance when it's going to be resumed. I come here yesterday, even today morning, and like we have to just just stand there like we are like useless people.
Now 15 days without water. How are you all managing it? Basically, like
Some people have wells close by, so they get from the neighboring wells. And he had assured us yesterday that they would provide tankers or something, or the tankers. Okay, some places, but some places morning I've got calls that it's not reached everyone. So 15 days is so imagine. And we are seeing in the north, they are saying only 4 hours water people get, and there are tankers, and people are actually fighting for this, even this tank water. So do we wait for that for BETALBATIM?
Even if we issue stop notices,
stop
they are not being, they get stay on that stop notice. And then the work keeps on going on, the illegalities keep on continuing. So what is left in our hands? The villagers blame the panchayat body, but we do our best and then nothing, no fruit for that. It's like we've been bulldozed by the video and the higher authorities. It's when the TCP also, they just issue licenses without coming and actually seeing the place, whether they are permissible to have such a construction. And in the end, they are not blamed, but the panchayat body is blamed.
Yeah, and what about the High Court orders?
Yeah, High Court has instructed us to
We are going
point
against
out the
the
illegal
orders.
structures, and this side video is giving permission for illegal
on the MDR
structures.
roads.
Yeah, for the MDR roads.
We have already shortlisted you, and then we'll have to submit now.
Especially when this person doesn't have a commercial sanad, there is no title document, there are no actual permission, the place is not on his name. But he has got permission from the video.
This person is an insider or is an outsider?
Yeah, inside, go on.
You all have completed the list of illegal constructions, the High Court
Now we're in the process of.
But you all started.
have you these permissions are given? Because if you are saying he doesn't have occupancy,
As
he
a
doesn't have
panchayat, we
some-
had gone to the BDO and we had asked the BDO. The BDO had given us assurance that she wouldn't give the occupancy because it's not in her hand. But then, to our surprise, she's given the occupancy certificate.
Not given. Yeah,
We
instructed
asked
the
the
secretary.
secretary. So when we tell the
Secretary.
secretary, he says he's bound to give. When
on
we had
what grounds?
on the video order.
No, video order, if it's not within
Yeah,
your
it
power,
stands
how
by
can
section 66.
Section 6612.
Yeah.